I did not say a word about this because I wanted to get a clean result of this. I didn't want anybody to be able to say that what happened was because I urged people to do one thing or the other. You know as well as I do that the drive-bys are eager to attach your motivations and your actions to my suggestions. Now, I know there were all kinds of other people out there advocating for one candidate or another, and that's fine. But I purposely didn't, almost as an experiment here, because in my mind, I wanted what I view anyway as a clean result. Now, it's obvious, and I'm not an idiot, that a clean result may not be actually ascertainable here because there were a lot of other people on radio and TV who were advocating one way or the other in this race, predominantly one way. But at least for me, I can come here today and tell you that whatever happened had nothing to do with anything specific I said. I mean, I realize, folks, I'm a powerful, influential member of the media, and whatever these results are, I didn't want any of it not tainted, but affected by any suggestion that voters in Alabama were not exercising their own decisions. Because you know how the media treats talk radio and conservative media. The audience, a bunch of mind-numb robots, doesn't know anything, and they only do what people on radio and TV tell them to do. So I stayed out of this. I also knew what was going to happen. I knew why Trump endorsed the loser. I know why Trump endorsed the loser from the get-go. I did tell you that. He endorsed the loser because at the time it happened, he was trying to buy appeasement with Mitch. Trump, frustrated, can't get his agenda done in Washington, thought he would try appeasing Mitch McConnell. I knew it wasn't going to work. But what the drive-bys are missing here is the voters of Alabama knew exactly what was at stake here, and the voters of Alabama sent essentially an insider packing. And with this insider, a bunch of others may go. Corker has announced he's leaving. And before last night, a number of other insider establishment senators were alluding to the fact that if the result came out as it did, they would be leaving. And we talked about this on the program. Isn't it amazing that rather than adapt and accommodate the mood of voters in their own party, they actually talk about retiring, thinking the place is no longer a good place for them, the Senate. Their attitude is, man, if the voters have gotten this far out, if the voters this way, I got no prayer, I'm out of here. Rather than easily adapt, it wouldn't be that hard to adapt. You repeal Obamacare, you cut taxes, and you build a wall, or you stop immigration. It's not that hard, but they can't, for some reason, seem to do it. This tax cut plan is another thing that is a disaster. It is an absolute disaster in more ways than it is not. We'll get into that here in just a moment. Judge Moore, the media think they have something to crow over here. A candidate that Trump supported has been defeated in a primary. I also never endorse in primaries, by the way. But anyway, candidate has been defeated in a primary. Never mind, the candidate who beat Trump's pick is more of a Trumpster than Trump's pick was. And that's always been the case. The voters were consistent here. The voters did not. They're all saying that Trump has no coattails. They're all saying that Trump's influence is over. No. What it means is, folks, that Trumpism is bigger than Trump. It is kind of maybe a pink flag for Trump, but I don't think it's that big a deal. It may be a bit of a warning. But it's very clear what happened here. The voters of Alabama and the voters of this country, the people that take the time to vote, are well aware. They have studied and they're fed up, and it's not changing. And they're very dissatisfied that even after a smashing victory like was had last November, the results are not yet seen nearly to the degree people hope and expect. And so a Trumpist was added to the arsenal in the United States Senate. I don't know how the media is just, the media is grasping at straws here. They're so caught up in what they want to happen that when they think it does, they run with it, and they're making fools of themselves here. Because the people in Alabama, if you want to really break this down, they saw Trump endorse the wrong guy. I don't know if they knew why Trump did it. I don't know if they were in open defiance of Trump. And again, the voters of Alabama realized that Donald Trump needed somebody else. They are invested in Trump. They're invested even more so in Trumpism. Without Trump right now, there isn't any Trumpism. This vote had nothing to do with Trump's endorsement. This vote had everything to do with the voters of Alabama realizing what is necessary to give Donald Trump the tools that he needs in the House and in the Senate to move his agenda forward. That's why I say this vote was almost the voters of Alabama circling the wagons to protect Trump. Had they accepted his endorsement and gone ahead and elected Luther Strange, the odds are it would have been a setback for the Trumpism movement, and the Trumpism movement didn't want a setback. This isn't complicated, but you have to have an open mind to see it this way.